Part 1. The empty chair. Every evening, Ayaan sat by the dining table, staring at an empty chair that once belonged to his mother. She had passed away 3 years ago, leaving behind a silence that no one could fill. But one day, while cleaning the attic, he found something unexpected: a sealed envelope with his name on it. Part 2. The letter. His hands trembled as he opened the old letter. The handwriting was familiar, gentle and curved, just like his mother's. Inside, she had written, "If you're reading this, my dear Ayaan, I may not be there with you anymore, but remember, the truth of our family is hidden in the blue box beneath your father's desk." Ayaan's heart raced. What truth? What secret? Part 3. The blue box. He rushed to his father's study and found the dusty blue box. Inside were photographs, an old diary, and hospital papers. He began to read. ... And what he discovered broke him. His mother's illness. It wasn't sudden. She had known for years, but kept it secret to protect him. Part 4. Intermission. Ayaan's world shattered. Why did she hide it? Why did his father never tell him? The letter had one last line at the end. "You will understand everything when you meet the person I trusted the most." Who was that person? To be continued. Part 5. The old friend. The next day, Ayaan followed the address written on the back of the letter. It led him to a small, peaceful home at the edge of the town. An old woman opened the door. "You must be Ayaan," she said softly. She was his mother's best friend, Zara. Zara handed him another envelope, his mother's final message. Part 6. The truth revealed. In the letter, his mother confessed everything. She had hidden her illness because she wanted Ayaan to live his dreams without fear. She wrote, "Your father and I argued, but I made him promise not to tell you. You were our light." Tears rolled down Ayaan's cheeks as he realized every sacrifice she made was out of love. Part 7. The promise. That night, Ayaan sat again at the dining table, but this time he wasn't alone. He placed the letter on his mother's chair and whispered, "I'll make you proud, Mom. I promise." And for the first time in years, the silence felt peaceful, as if her presence still lingered. Every evening, without fail, Ayaan would sit at the dining table. His eyes were always fixed on one spot-on empty chair. It had been his mother's. 3 years had passed since she left, but the silence she left behind felt as vast and hollow as the day she departed. No laughter, no stories, no gentle humming from the kitchen could ever fill it. His father would watch him, a deep sadness in his eyes, but never said a word. The chair remained, a silent monument to a love that was gone. One evening, as a storm raged outside, mirroring the one in Ayaan's heart, the power went out. His father lit a few candles, their flickering light casting long, dancing shadows across the room. "Ayaan," he said, his voice soft, "I think it's time you knew something. Your mother, she left this for you." He handed Ayaan a worn, sealed envelope. Ayaan's name was written on it, in his mother's familiar, elegant script. His hands trembled as he took it. He had never seen this letter before. Why had his father kept it for so long? What could she possibly have to say to him now, after all this time? With a deep breath, he broke the seal. The scent of her favorite jasmine perfume, faint but unmistakable, wafted out. Tears welled in his eyes before he even read the first word. "My dearest Ayaan," the letter began. "If you are reading this, it means I am no longer with you. I know your heart is heavy, my love, and I am so sorry for the pain you must be feeling. There are things I never had the courage to tell you in person. Secrets I carry to protect you. Ayaan's heart pounded in his chest. Secrets. What secrets could his mother have had? The letter continued. The stories I told you about my childhood, about growing up in a warm, loving home. They were just that, stories. They were the life I wished I had, the life I wanted to give you. Ayaan was confused. He remembered her tales of a happy family, of grandparents who doted on her. Were they all lies? The truth, my son, is that I grew up alone. I was an orphan, with no one to call my own. I spent my childhood dreaming of a family, of a home filled with love and laughter. When I met your father, and when you were born, my dream finally came true. You were my everything, my entire world. Ayaan looked up at his father, whose face was streaked with tears in the candlelight. He had never known this. His mother, the pillar of his world, had built her life from nothing. The letter went on to explain the sacrifices she'd made, working multiple jobs when he was young, saving every penny so he would never feel the lack she had known. She wrote about staying up late to sew his school play costumes, about selling a piece of jewelry her own mother had left her, her only heirloom, to buy him his first bicycle. These were things he had never known, sacrifices hidden behind her constant smile. I never wanted you to see my struggle, Ayaan, she wrote. I only wanted you to see my strength. I wanted you to believe that you came from a long line of happy, fortunate people, so you would always feel secure and loved. Maybe it was wrong to hide the truth, but I did it out of love. I wanted your world to be perfect, even if mine wasn't. She explained that the empty chair wasn't just a symbol of her absence, but a symbol of her presence. It was the seat of a mother who had watched over him, who had poured all her hopes and dreams into him. The letter was filled with more than just secrets. It was filled with advice, with love, with her hopes for his future. Live fully, my son, she urged. Find joy in the small things. Love with your whole heart. And know that even though you cannot see me, I am always with you. Every time you feel the sun on your face, that's me, sending you a warm hug. Every time you achieve something wonderful, that's me, cheering you on from the stars. She told him it was okay to be sad, but not to let sorrow become his home. She wanted him to move the chair, not to forget her, but to make space for his own life to flourish. Ayaan folded the letter, his tears now falling freely onto the old paper. It wasn't a letter of goodbye. It was a letter of life. It was her final, most profound gift. He looked at the empty chair, and for the first time in 3 years, he didn't see a void. He saw a throne. The throne of a queen who had built an entire kingdom for her son out of sheer will and boundless love. The silence in the room no longer felt empty. It was filled with an understanding, a profound sense of connection that transcended time and space. The next morning, the sun streamed through the window. Ayaan walked over to the dining table. He gently ran his hand over the back of his mother's chair. He then did something he hadn't done in 3 years. He moved it. He placed it not out of sight, but in the corner of the living room, near the window where the sunlight was brightest. He placed a pot of fresh jasmine on the seat. It wasn't an empty chair anymore. It was a beautiful reminder, a place of honor. When his father came into the room, he saw Ayaan, and he saw the chair. He didn't need to say anything. He just walked over and wrapped his son in a tight embrace. In that hug, years of unspoken grief finally melted away, replaced by healing and an unbreakable bond of love. This story reminds us that a parent's love is often a quiet tapestry of unseen sacrifices. The greatest legacies aren't always things we can see, but the strength and love they embed within us. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content that we hope will inspire and uplift you. We'll see you in the next one.